Hey warriors, the fatal mistake most make with their enemies is stepping into the arena to argue with them. The instant you engage in debate, you've already forfeited something sacred, absolute command of your own domain. Argument is not victory. It is voluntary surrender dressed as battle. You gift them your attention. You unlock the gates to your emotional stronghold. Above all, you surrender the reins of your reactions. Stop and absorb this truth. A genuine adversary does not seek truth. He seeks your response. He hungers to drag you into his emotional swamp, where ego howls louder than strategy and chaos drowns precision. That is the killing field reserved for the weak. Niccolo Machiavelli understood this centuries ago with crystalline clarity. He never claimed power belonged to the loudest voice or the most persuasive argument. He revealed that true domination is forged in silence, deep inside the mind where fear, doubt, vanity, and fragility do their most destructive work. Machiavelli offered no moral lessons. He offered naked observation. He studied princes, generals, diplomats, courtiers, poisoners, and betrayers, and he documented one merciless, unchanging law: those who argued most violently controlled the least. Those who remained glacial, inscrutable, unpredictable, those were the ones who ruled empires. This is not motivation. This is not inspiration. This is not positive energy nonsense. This is cold psychological warfare at its purest. Today, I deliver 9 pure Machiavellian psychological weapons that allow you to dismantle your enemies without raising your voice, without explaining yourself, without ever granting them the satisfaction of seeing you rattled. These tactics render you emotionally untouchable in the face of hostility. They make enemies lose confidence without a single direct clash. They let you win power games so subtly that most never realize a game was even being played. These are the exact mental frameworks battle-tested by history's highest players, not through theory, but through consequence, thrones taken, rivals erased, legacies built in shadows. And here is the brutal reality most refuse to face. Your enemies do not defeat you. Your reactions defeat you. The moment the impulse rises to clarify, to correct them publicly, to win the argument, freeze. That impulse is not power. That impulse is exposure. True dominance whispers, control remains mute. The most dangerous man in any room is the one who no longer feels compelled to prove anything to anyone. By the end of this, you will understand why silence terrifies fragile minds, why patience is infinitely more threatening than rage, and why the man who masters his emotions ends up mastering every arena he enters. Before we descend deeper, plant this declaration in the comments right now. Type it, own it, live it. Silence is my throne. Say it, feel it burn into your core. Then let us begin. Number 1. Silence is psychological annihilation. Authentic supremacy is born the instant you refuse to play their scripted game. The second the primal urge to reply, defend, or justify surges, you have stepped inside the frame they constructed for your entrapment. Silence obliterates that frame. It yanks you out of their orchestrated drama and forces them to maneuver without intel, without direction, without any clue what storm brews behind your eyes. When no answer arrives, pressure does not vanish. It transfers ownership. The burden now crushes the chest of the one desperately craving your reaction. Most men break under that weight. Silence manufactures uncertainty. Uncertainty is psychological venom. When they cannot read your intention, their mind begins scripting nightmares about it. They replay conversations that never happened. They invent your tone, your expression, your contempt. They hunt for signals and find only void. So their imagination floods the emptiness with every insecurity they secretly carry. That internal civil war dismantles their concentration and corrodes their certainty. You, untouched, unreadable, emotionally inaccessible. Silence preserves maximum strategic elasticity. Every word you speak becomes a chain. Once uttered, it can be quoted, distorted, weaponized, or used to trap you later. Silence leaves every option unlocked. You can advance, withdraw, flank, strike, or vanish without ever contradicting a prior statement. They misread this as weakness or hesitation. In truth, it is lethal, calibrated patience. Lethal patience allows situations to ferment. It allows enemies to commit errors in broad daylight without your involvement. Silence reprograms perception of status. Chronic talkers radiate neediness. They beg for validation with every breath. The man who remains silent radiates self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency screams authority. It declares, I require no approval. I need no understanding. I am unmoved by your opinion. Observers feel this on a reptilian level. They begin treating the silent man as gravity, as the fixed point around which others orbit. When you refuse to respond, others over-explain themselves into naked exposure. They speak to fill the vacuum. They rationalize. They accuse. They overshare. Every additional sentence is an involuntary confession. Intelligence flows in one direction only, toward you. You become the black hole. They become the light being devoured. Silence starves provocation. Most attacks are emotional fishing expeditions. Reaction is the reward. Deny the reward, and the fisherman wastes away. Frustration accumulates. Effort escalates. Desperation surfaces. Desperation is visible weakness. Visible weakness hands you leverage, while your hands remain spotless. There is a hierarchical dimension too. Verbal engagement equalizes footing. Silence reestablishes verticality. Distance reappears. Distance protects. When access is restry, CT-ed, manipulation weakens. The subordinate reaches upward. The superior never stoops downward. Silence communicates rank without uttering a syllable of confrontation. Above all, silence forges self-discipline. It forces action from calculation rather than reflex. Reflex is costly. Calculation is efficient. Over time, this discipline compounds exponentially. Fewer words equal to fewer regrets. Fewer reactions equal to fewer vulnerabilities. Others detect the pattern. Provocations decrease. Reverence increases. Control thickens silently. This is not avoidance. This is weaponized selection. You decide when engagement serves you. In the vast majority of power struggles, silence serves far better than sound ever could. Drop this in the comments now. Silence is my annihilation. Number 2. Master your emotions before you master the battlefield. If you cannot govern the storm inside your own chest, nothing outside will ever remain under your command. Emotion is the brightest signal flare a man fires under pressure. The instant feeling seizes control, predictability emerges, and predictability is blood in the water. Rage accelerates decisions. Excitement clouds judgment. Fear narrows vision. Pride demands validation. Each emotional state etches a detectable signature an intelligent enemy can read, anticipate, and exploit. When you learn to regulate the inner tempest, you remove every handle an adversary could grasp to maneuver you. This is not suppression, it is surgical calibration. You feel the RGE, you name it, but you never permit it to issue orders. That razor-thin gap between sensation and action is where real empires are constructed. Inside that gap lives timing, angle, scale, and merciless precision. Men without that gap mistake volume for violence. They erupt quickly and loudly, and surrender initiative for free. Men with the gap move slower, cleaner, deadlier. Emotional sovereignty reframes every encounter. What once felt like an assault becomes mere incoming intelligence. What once felt urgent becomes optional. Starve urgency and most manipulation collapses immediately. Unshakable composure neutralizes destabilization attempts. When the anticipated explosion never materializes, the provocateur experiences violent mismatch. Mismatch plants doubt. Doubt fractures certainty. Repeated mismatch conditions hesitation. Hesitation is already half the victory. Steadiness constructs a reputation that enters rooms before you do. People learn, pressure does not tilt him, flattery does not inflate him, insult does not hook him. That reputation rewrites negotiations. Proposals arrive more thoughtful, threats become scarcer, Concessions appear earlier. None of it requires display of dominance. It flows from boring, unbreakable reliability. Reliability terrifies manipulators because it signals long-horizon thinking. Long-horizon thinkers are nearly impossible to corner. Emotional control preserves cognitive resources. Emotional spikes burn attention and clarity. Regulated in retain bandwidth to notice the details others miss. Micro shifts in tone, timing tells, contradiction flashes, hesitation cues. Those details are pure leverage. Restraint turns you into a silent collector of invisible advantages. The loop compounds relentlessly. Every time you choose regulation over reaction, self-trust deepens. Deeper self-trust reduces the need for external validation. Reduced need for validation shrinks exposure. Shrinking exposure shrinks attack surfaces. Quiet, unshakable authority emerges from that inward spiral. This is selective expression, not emotional celibacy. You choose where and when emotion is permitted to surface. You never allow sincerity to become a blade turned against you. That selectivity infuriates emotional fishermen. They cast repeatedly and find no bite. Finally, emotional mastery owns time itself. Instant replies feel satisfying and lose wars. Delayed replies allow the battlefield map to expand and the true stakes to clarify. Expanded maps multiply options. Multiplied options allow you to choose endings rather than merely survive them. The man who waits is not passive, he is positioning. Positioning wins battles before the first move is even visible. Master emotion, and the entire game transforms. You stop fighting moods. You start directing destinies. Others chase your reactions. You shape their reality. When feeling no longer leads you, nothing leads you. Number 3. Let them strip themselves naked. Victory accelerates the moment you stop trying to expose others and start engineering the conditions where they expose themselves. Pressure builds walls. Absence of pressure dismantles walls. When you offer no resistance, no interruption, no counterpunch, speech expands. Expanded speech produces excess. Excess always contains error. That sequence is mechanical and reliable. By stepping back, you turn their mouth into a mirror they do not realize is reflecting. They fill your silence with their narrative, their motive, their insecurity, their plan. Every sentence adds another contour to the map of their soul. You didn't probe, they volunteered. Free speech dismantles rehearsed armor. Most people prepare scripts, not genuine exchanges. When the expected resistance never arrives, the script depletes. Improvisation begins. Improvisation is truth serum. Emphasis reveals obsession. Avoidance reveals wounds. You receive free, high-resolution intelligence without ever opening your mouth. You also seize narrative momentum. Uninterrupted, they lock themselves into their own story. Every public or repeated declaration becomes a tether. They painted themselves into a corner with their own brush. You remain blank canvas, free to become whatever the moment demands. Letting them talk diffuses hostility. Direct confrontation hardens positions. Acknowledgement without agreement softens them. When someone feels heard, even if you despise every word they utter, guards drop. Dropped guards leak truth. Truth simplifies everything. Strategic patience pays compound interest. Volunteered information costs nothing and carries no strings. They believe they control the frame. That illusion breeds carelessness. Careless people hand over gold while thinking they are teaching etiquette. You archive tone, cadence, escalation points, hesitation cues. Patterns emerge. Patterns predict behavior more accurately than any promise ever could. Silence during disclosure keeps your cards face down. Questions reveal interest. Interest can be gamed. Minimal questions equal to minimal exposure. You harvest without advertising hunger. Self-revelation creates voluntary restraints. Once people declare who they are, deviating from that declaration causes psychological pain. They police themselves. You never had to lift a finger. Over time, this method reprograms the ecosystem around you. Manipulators become cautious. They sense that excessive speech costs them. Validation addicts overshare, mistaking your silence for endorsement. Both outcomes serve you. You either deter games or collect ammunition. Neither requires argument. Letting them reveal is not passivity. It is deliberate environmental engineering. You control the atmosphere by refusing to fill it. In that vacuum, truth rises like smoke. When truth rises unforced, decisions become trivial. Trivial decisions execute like clockwork. Drop this in the comments now. I let them undress themselves. Number 4. Never correct them in public. Public correction feels righteous in the moment, yet spawns consequences that outlive the error you aim to fix. When you expose someone's mistake in front of witnesses, you do far more than correct. You assault their identity. Threatened identity seeks restoration through retaliation. That instinct is primal. Wounded pride under observation transforms into long-term opposition. From that moment, the relationship shifts from possible cooperation to veiled enmity. What could have remained minor becomes a permanent liability. Restraint in public preserves maneuverability. By refusing open contest, you keep channels open and prevent defensive spirals. Defensiveness constricts thought. Constricted thought breeds stubbornness. Stubbornness delays resolution. None of it serves strategic ends. Discretion maintains fluidity. It allows adjustments in the shadows, where changes occur without theater. Theater summons factions. Factions entrench. Quiet coordination achieves results without resistance. Perception is currency. Audiences rarely reward the corrector. They remember the discomfort, not the accuracy. Even when the error is blatant, the act of exposure paints the exposer as aggressive. Aggression erodes trust. Trust is capital. Spending it to win a moment is a terrible trade. By withholding public challenge, you project composure and empathy. Composure elevates status. Empathy builds goodwill. Goodwill amplifies influence. Private correction, when necessary, preserves dignity. Dignity preserves cooperation. People adjust more willingly when their face remains intact. They listen instead of resist. They adapt instead of defend. This does not mean tolerating falsehoods. It means selecting the channel that secures compliance rather than igniting rebellion. Results outweigh applause. Another yield is intelligence preservation. Public exposure of error reveals your standards, priorities, and boundaries. You show where lines are drawn. That clarity helps adversaries calibrate against you. Silence keeps boundaries ambiguous. Ambiguity discourages testing. Unclear limits breed caution. Caution reduces friction. Public correction accelerates rivalry. It recasts interaction as competition instead of collaboration. Competition draws spectators. Spectators escalate stakes. Escalated stakes inflame emotions. Inflamed emotions distort judgment. Distorted judgment produces errors. Each link strengthens the chain. Avoiding the first link halts the progression. Strategically, patience compounds advantage. Those spared public humiliation often undervalue the mercy extended. Undervaluation breeds complacency. Complacency exposes gaps. Gaps create opportunity. Meanwhile, you retain the option to address the issue later with superior timing and framing. Timing determines impact. Well-timed correction lands cleanly. Hastened correction scatters. Self-discipline is required. Public correction often gratifies ego more than purpose. It signals superiority rather than secures outcome. Detaching ego from objective is assenti. Resisting the urge to display correctness prioritizes results over applause. That orientation reshapes how others see you. You become the man who values progress over point scoring. That reputation attracts allies and disarms threats. In the long view, avoiding public correction cultivates environments where issues arrive voluntarily. People trust your discretion. They seek your input privately. Upstream access is priceless. It grants influence before problems harden into conflicts. Upstream influence conserves downstream effort. Strategic restraint is not weakness. It is precision. By choosing privacy over spectacle, You secure cooperation without creating enemies. You guide correction without sparking resistance, and maintain authority without noise. Drop this in the comments. I correct in shadows. Number 5. Appear weak when you are strong. Revealing full capacity too early is a tactical blunder because visibility invites countermeasures. When others believe they have accurately measured you, they adapt, align, and resist. By projecting less than your true strength, you distort their calculations and cultivate complacency. Complacency relaxes vigilance. Relaxed vigilance creates openings. This is not theatrical deception. It is controlled understatement engineered to shape expectations. Expectations govern behavior. When expectations are low, scrutiny fades. Faded scrutiny facilitates movement. Understatement also seizes initiative. Those who assume superiority act boldly and prematurely. Premature action exposes roots, alliances, priorities. Each move clarifies the board. Meanwhile, you conserve resources, track patterns, and perfect timing. Withheld strength is not lost, it is accumulated. Accumulated strength multiplies impact through surprise. Surprise compresses reaction windows. Compressed windows increase error rates. Error rates determine outcomes. Modesty alters social dynamics. Overt dominance provokes coalitions. Perceived harmlessness disperses them. When threat perception drops, unity fractures. Individuals act independently rather than collectively. Independent action is easier to manage than coordinated opposition. By staying beneath the radar, you avoid becoming a focal point. Focal points attract pressure. Diffuse attention grants freedom. Internal benefit exists too. Concealment disciplines ego. Ego craves recognition. Discipline craves effectiveness. Delayed recognition strengthens patience. Patience sharpens judgment. Sharp judgment improves selection. What to pursue, what to ignore, when to strike. This restraint prevents overextension. Overextension invites counterplay. Controlled presence keeps the field flexible. Understatement preserves narrative control. When success arrives without prior boasting, observers attribute it to inevitability rather than force. Inevitability discourages challenge. Force invites it. People resist imposition. They accept what feels natural. By letting outcomes declare themselves after the fact, you sidestep legitimacy debates. Questioned legitimacy drains energy. Assumed legitimacy consolidates authority. Misdirection operates as well. Underestimation prepares for the wrong scenario. Wrong preparation postures incorrectly. Incorrect posture limits adaptability. Adaptability wins contests. While they brace for a lesser version of you, you deploy an entirely different vector. This mismatch between preparation and reality amplifies impact without escalation. The shift feels sudden, yet it was earned through discipline. Understatement also elicits disclosure. Those who believe they dominate speak freely. They instruct, advise, reveal methods. Thinking instruction asserts superiority. They expose process. Process exposes leverage points. You learn how they think while they believe they are teaching. This asymmetry compounds, converting their confidence into your intelligence. Importantly, this is temporary and selective. It is staged understatement. You choose moments to downplay and moments to unleash. When unleashing occurs, it is decisive and clean. Clean action ends contests quickly. Prolonged contests invite chaos. Chaos equalizes. Precision separates. Risk management exists too. By not advertising capacity, you reduce tests. Fewer tests conserve attention. Conserved attention stands ready when stakes rise. Elevated stakes demand clarity. Clarity thrives in calm. Ultimately, announced strength becomes predictable. Predictability is manageable. Unannounced strength. GTH shapes behavior without confrontation. It guides choices before resistance forms. That is the objective, influence before collision, resolution before struggle, victory before debate. Drop this in the comments. I move unseen. Number 6. Win without them knowing they lost. The most durable victories leave no visible wound because visible wounds summon vengeance. Overt defeat personalizes loss. Personalized loss etches memory and fuels obsession. Obsession keeps conflict alive. In contrast, unrecognized defeat dissolves silently. The opposing side adjusts behavior without attributing the change to you. Adjustment without attribution prevents backlash. This prioritizes outcome over acknowledgement, essential when long-term advantage outweighs short-term gratification. Subtle success relies on shifting conditions rather than proclaiming triumph. When conditions change, people adapt to what appears normal. Normalization erases the sense of being beaten. They reinterpret events as circumstance, timing, or coincidence. Reinterpretation preserves dignity. Preserved dignity maintains peace. Peace extends operational freedom. Freedom compounds results. Memory dynamics operate here too. Humiliation imprints vividly. Inconvenience fades. Designing outcomes that register as inconvenience requires foresight and restraint. You resist displaying superiority. You allow the environment to execute. When access narrows, opportunities shift, incentives realign, behavior changes without confront. Asian.br. Invisible victory protects alliances. Public victories force observers to choose sides. Side-taking polarizes. Polarization attracts scrutiny. Scrutiny invites interference. Silent resolution avoids this cascade. Observers continue unaware that balance has shifted. You retain cross-line relationships because no one feels publicly defeated. This neutrality is invaluable. It allows influence where it would otherwise be blocked. Psychologically, unidentified setback prompts introspection. Introspection breeds self-doubt rather than blame. Self-doubt weakens resolve. Weakened resolve reduces future aggression. Reduced aggression lowers risk. Strategically, invisible victory preserves optionality. If conditions change, you can reverse, adjust, or advance without being tied to a public win. Public wins demand consistency. Consistency limits flexibility. Quiet wins keep paths open. You recalibrate freely as realities evolve. Flexibility excels in complex environments. Reputation management benefits too. Boastful success attracts scrutiny. Scrutiny invites challenge. Challenge consumes resources. By letting outcomes speak softly, you avoid becoming a target. You remain underestimated or misunderstood, safer than celebrated. Celebration creates expectations. Expectations pressure performance. Pressure distorts judgment. Understatement protects clarity. Silent victory trains discipline. It requires resisting ego's demand for credit. Credit intoxicates. Intoxication breeds mistake. Discipline keeps focus on next moves rather than past achievements. Forward focus sustains momentum. Momentum achieved quietly is harder to stop. Ambiguity deters too. Repeated favorable outcomes without obvious cause breed caution. Caution modifies behavior preemptively. They hesitate before opposing you, uncertain of consequences. This hesitation functions as deterrence without threat. Deterrence without threat is stable because it avoids provocation. Ultimately, the goal is closure, not recognition. Recognition satisfies ego. Closure secures position. When opponents do not feel defeated, they do not seek revenge. Absent revenge, cycles end. Ended cycles free energy for growth. Growth compounds faster than conflict. This reframes success. Victory is not applause or acknowledgement. It is the silent realignment of reality in your favor. When the realignment completes unnoticed, the result endures. Drop this in the comments. I win invisibly. Number 7. Use time as a weapon. Time is the most underestimated force in any power struggle because it operates silently while emotions scream. Immediate reactions feel decisive, yet often lock you into outcomes shaped by urgency rather than advantage. By delaying response, you reverse pressure. Urgency migrates to the other side. Demonstrating comfort with delay signals confidence in eventual dominance. Confidence unsettles opponents more than resistance. Delay expands context. Moments compress perspective. Time widens it. As hours etch into days. Narratives evolve. Alliances cool. Priorities shift. What appeared critical becomes negotiable. What felt personal becomes procedural. Widened context distinguishes essential from heat-fueled. With clarity restored, you select durable moves over momentarily satisfying ones. Durability outlasts intensity every time. Time plants consequences without engagement. Many actions bear delayed fruits. By stepping back, you allow maturation. Patterns emerge. Inconsistencies surface. Commitments collide. Premature pushes often contradict themselves. Passage of time erodes credibility through inconsistency. Eroded credibility diminishes influence. Diminished influence alters outcomes without your intervention. Patience conserves energy. Conflict drains focus. Waiting preserves it. Preserved focus sharpens observation. Sharp observation uncovers leverage haste misses. Later discovered leverage feels inevitable. Inevitable leverage ends disputes quietly. Memory decay aids too. Intense emotions fade. Outrage dissipates. Grievances soften. Delayed engagement allows fervor to drop below action threshold. Below threshold, reason reasserts. Reason favors structured resolutions over impulsive retaliation. Structured resolutions endure. Time disrupts manipulation cycles. Many tactics rely on speed, forcing decisions before reflection. By refusing speed, you stall the mechanism. Without momentum, controlling strategies falter. The controller grows frustrated, then reckless, reckles. SNES exposes motives and limits. Exposed limits inform your strategy. This shift, from pressured to observer of pressure, tilts the balance. Waiting reshapes perception. Rushers appear anxious. Waiters appear secure. Security attracts synchronization. Others align to your rhythm rather than impose theirs. Rhythm control is subtle influence. You do not obstruct. You set tempo. A moral illusion exists. Quick responses seem virtuous. Patience seems evasive. This illusion traps many into premature engagement. By ignoring it, you gain edge. You act when conditions favor, not when appearances demand. Appearances fade. Outcomes remain. Consistent patience becomes reputation. People learn pressure does not move you. They adjust expectations. They plan differently. This adjustment reduces future rushes. Reduced rushes mean reduced friction. Reduced friction yields greater stability. Stability compounds power. Wielding time is not inactivity, it is positioning. You select distance, observe drift, and act when alignment optimizes. When action finally arrives, it lands decisively, because patience has informed it. The result strikes cleanly with resistance already exhausted. Drop this in the comments. I conquer with time. Number 8. Never explain yourself too much. Excessive explanation weakens position because it shifts authority from decision to justification. The moment over-clarification begins, you invite scrutiny that might never have existed. Scrutiny spawns questions. Questions die. Dilute intent. Diluted intent becomes debatable. Listeners sense the shift instantly. Prolonged explanations cease conveying certainty and begin conveying defense. Defense implies vulnerability. Vulnerability invites probing. What began as firm stance devolves into opening others feel entitled to exploit. Power communicates concisely. Concision implies resolution already reached. Resolution discourages debate. Debate thrives on gaps, and elaboration creates them. Each added detail becomes a thread others can pull. Pull sufficiently and the structure unravels. Conversely, terse declarations offer little to challenge. They provide no handles. Without handles, manipulation slips. Over-explanation also erodes mystery. Mystery is leverage because it forces others to calculate incomplete data. Full disclosure simplifies calculation. Simplified calculation reduces caution. Reduced caution increases challenge. Sustaining ambiguity keeps opponents guessing. Guessing consumes mental energy. While they guess, you advance. Over-elaboration transfers burden. Instead of letting your decision stand alone, you assume responsibility for others' comfort with it. Comfort-seeking erodes authority. Authority rests on acceptance, not consensus. Chasing understanding makes you appear dependent on approval. Approval dependence softens resolve and delays action. Delay benefits those seeking stall. Psychologically, people respect decisions more than reasons. Reasons invite rebuttal. Decisions demand echo. Emodation. Anchoring on reasons summons counter-reasons. Anchoring on outcomes redirects to adaptation. Adaptation concludes disputes. Disputes prolong them. Over-explanation risks inconsistency. Greater volume increases self-contradiction likelihood. Contradiction undermines credibility. Credibility once questioned requires repair. Repair expends time and focus. By limiting explanation, you limit exposure. Limited exposure preserves coherence across changing contexts. Narrative hijack threatens too. Lengthy explanation allows others to reframe your words within their agenda. They quote selectively, reinterpret intent, reshape meaning. Brief statements resist hijack. Little exists to distort. Indistortable resists weaponization. Restraint preserves emotional reserves. Justification depletes determination. It tethers you mentally to settled matters. Untethered, attention advances to execution. Execution generates results. Results silence criticism more effectively than any explanation. Importantly, limited explanation does not mean obscurity, it means decisiveness. Decisiveness signals preparation. Preparation signals competence. Competence discourages interference. Interference decreases when outcomes seem inevitable. Inevitability projects through calm, not commentary. Social calibration benefits too. Reduced speech prompts others to expand. Their questions reveal priorities. Their objections reveal fears. Their persistence reveals stakes. You gather without disclosing purpose. This gathering compounds silently. Ultimately, explanations are tools, not reflexes. Deploy when advantageous, not when compelled. Compulsion signals lost center. Centered individuals select silence or precision as required. They do not drown decisions in words. By resisting over-explanation, you maintain authority, preserve ambiguity, reduce attack surfaces, and accelerate momentum. Decisions land heavier when unburdened, and heavier strikes encounter less resistance. Drop this in the comments. I speak little, I win much. Number 9. Make them dependent on your stability. Stability exerts influence because it becomes the fixed point amid chaos. In volatile environments, people gravitate toward what remains steady. When you maintain composure, consistency, and reliability, others unconsciously orient around you. This orientation shifts power silently. Influence accrues not through force but through contrast. Your steadiness stands out against turbulence, making you indispensable for equilibrium. Reliance forms when your presence reduces friction. Decisions clarify. Processes smoothen. Outcomes stabilize in your vicinity. People seek that effect repeatedly. Repetition breeds dependence. Dependence reshapes dynamics. Those dependent hesitate to disrupt what sustains them. Disruption risks loss of access. This hesitation grants leverage without demand. You do not request authority. It is offered. Steadiness shapes expectations. Knowing you will not overreact, others approach with greater care. Conversations become measured. Requests become precise. Conflicts soften before reaching you. This pre-adjustment is power in motion. It saves energy and reduces exposure. Over time, you become the environment others adapt to rather than an actor reacting within it. Trust accumulates too. Trust grows from behavioral predictability, not outcome predictability. When others understand your response under pressure, calm, consistent, non-escalatory, they engage more securely. Security increases openness. Openness inquiry. Aces, information flow. Information strengthens position. This flow is voluntary and therefore reliable. Stability limits manipulation. Manipulation relies on emotional spikes, urgency, chaos. A stable presence absorbs shock. Absorption neutralizes force. Repeated failed destabilization redirects manipulators elsewhere. Redirected effort reduces threat. Reduced threat expands freedom. Structurally, systems organize around stable nodes. Amid volatility, systems seek anchors. By becoming anchor, you influence direction indirectly. Decisions route through you. Timing adjusts to you. Norms align with your rhythm. This alignment extends reach without visibility. Invisible reach endures because it avoids challenge. Dependence thrives unnamed. Named dependence provokes resistance. Unnamed dependence feels natural. It grows through consistent behavior, not declarations. By never advertising your stabilizing role, you prevent resentment. Resentment disrupts reliance. Quiet consistency preserves it. Stability enhances credibility during change. When adjustments become necessary, guidance from proven steadiness gains acceptance faster. Faster acceptance accelerates motion. Accelerated motion minimizes friction. Minimized friction preserves relationships. Importantly, stability adapts without rigidity. Rigidity fractures under stress. Stability flexes while remaining centered. Flexing without volatility is rare. Rarity increases value. Value increases influence. Influence reshapes outcome. Before negotiation begins, a self-reinforcing cycle exists. As reliance grows, you become more measured. Measurement improves judgment. Improved judgment reinforces stability. This loop strengthens position silently. Power accumulates without spectacle. By the end, authority requires no assertion. It exists in how people await your response, seek your presence, modulate their tone. You become the calm center others orbit. Orbit creates hierarchy without declaration. Hierarchy maintained without conflict endures. This is the pinnacle of mental victory. When others depend on your stability, they surrender initiative willingly. You do not dominate them, you anchor them. And anchors decide where movement ends. What you have absorbed here is not about winning arguments. It is about ending the need for them. Most waste their lives proving something, to be right, to be heard, to be validated. In doing so, they surrender control piece by piece. Power does not vanish suddenly. It leaks through reactions, explanations, impatience, emotional exposure. Quietly, relentlessly, these weapons succeed because they bypass force. They rely on discipline. They avoid spotlight. They shape behavior. When you stop arguing, stop reacting, stop over-explaining, stop rushing, pressure shifts. Others expose themselves. Outcomes align without confrontation. This is mental victory. Not the loud, dramatic kind, but the kind that lasts. The kind where conflicts dissolve before forming, where adversaries lose momentum without understanding why. Where you advance while others remain trapped replaying moments that no longer matter. Remember, noise is emotional. Silence is strategic. You do not need to convince when your actions declare clearly. You do not need to correct when time unmasks truth. You do not need to dominate when stability makes others adjust on their own. Mastery is not control over others, it is control over yourself. And once you possess that, the game changes, because the man who cannot be provoked cannot be defeated. If this shifted your understanding of power, psychology, and conflict even slightly, support the channel. Like this so others who need this mindset can find it. Share it with someone who argues when silence would serve better. Subscribe for more strategy, psychology, and timeless principles that work in the real world. We chase no attention here. We build leverage. Stay cold. Stay unreadable. Let results speak. Silence is my throne. Say it again in the comments. Mean it forever.